Carl, I'm a healer from London. I would like to talk today about protection from negative energy versus having our boundaries, what the two mean and what they mean to us. Please hit subscribe to my channel, and if you hit the bell icon, I will then send you notifications of when my new videos are released, so you get to witness them as they come about. So protection, what does it mean to be protected? A lot of people come to my Shamanic Energy Healer training course and they ask about how can I protect myself from negative energy because I'm feeling like I'm picking up stuff from people I'm working with, or maybe I can't get on a bus or go into a crowded place without feeling the emotional pain of everybody around me. This is a very, very common things to be experiencing, particularly among empaths and healers. So let's talk about that a little bit. We know that what we put out there into the universe comes back to us. We know about manifestation, we know about the secret. So putting that into context in terms of protecting ourselves is that if we put it out there that we need to be protected from negative energy. And firstly, what is negative energy? I have a very great friend of mine called Deborah Delgin, who's an amazing healer, and she says that she doesn't like to use the words positive and negative energy because positive and negative, as Lao Tzu told us in the Tao Te Ching, which is a fabulous book, that these are concepts of the human mind, and we can decide what's positive and what's negative for us. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's true for the rest of the universe. However, there are energies that we want, and there are energies that we definitely don't want. So on her advice, I prefer to use the words unwanted energy and wanted energy, and it just gives us a different perspective on that. So protecting ourselves from unwanted energy is putting ourselves in a position where we know there's energy out there that we don't want, but we feel that we need to defend ourselves from it because that energy is attacking us and it's coming to us, and we need to be vigilant and we need to be aware. We need to have our shields up and our armor on and be protected from that so that we can do our other work without being affected by all this unwanted energy coming towards us. Well, when we have this concept in our mind, what are we doing? What are we creating? What reality are we manifesting? It's one where all that energy is coming to us because we've got our shields up. Once we acknowledge that it's there and we need to protect ourselves, then the universe is going to say, okay, you got this protection up. You must want to be protected from something, so we will provide you with stuff to protect yourself from, and you will be bombarded constantly with energy to match the power of your protective shields, and you will always be challenged by that. However, paradigm shift. If we are just very secure in our boundaries, we know what energies we welcome, we know what energies are not welcome within our field. That has a very, very different energy. We're not out there being passive-aggressive or defensive. We're very comfortable in our own field, in our own energy, and we know what we allow and what we don't. Let me give you some examples. We all know people who like to complain, and they come and they talk about their problems over and over and over again, and they drain the lifeblood out of whoever will give them the time to listen. And as healers, we're probably very familiar with that, and people like to come to us and tell us about their problems, and because we have compassionate hearts and we care about these people and we want the best for them, and they know that, they feel that, and they feel that what they need is to offload. That may or may not be true, but that's their program, that's their pattern. So they come to us and they chew our ear off. We end up feeling exhausted, and they go away feeling somewhat better. If this happens on a very regular basis, we're going to be exhausted and very drained for a long time, and need to then go and get some healing ourselves or charge our energy up somehow. It's not a very productive way of working, and we're not really doing a great service to that person, and we're doing ourselves a great disservice. However, if we have our boundaries in place, this person comes to us and wants to chew our ear off, and we're like, I'm really sorry, I don't have time for this right now. Or it's not really appropriate for you to just be complaining. If you want to solve this problem, maybe you need to look at it from a different perspective, and I can help you to do that. but I'm not just going to be a soundboard for your emotional offloading. You don't have to necessarily say it in those words, but if you in yourself make a decision that that's a situation, I am not welcoming those energies into my life, then they simply won't show up. That's not true. They'll show up once more to prove to the universe that that's where you stand, and how you respond to that situation when somebody approaches you to chew your ear off. If you just allow it and get back into that pattern again, then it will continue to repeat. But if when that situation turns up again, you deal with the situation differently and you're able to be strong in your boundaries, maybe say to the person, I really don't have time for this right now, or I just don't have the energy for it right now. And they go, oh, okay, and off they go. Then the situation probably won't pop up again because you've learned how to deal with it. Please bear in mind that everything that happens out there is a reflection of what's going on here and here. So we actually manifest those people into our lives to chew our ear off because we have a lesson to learn from that situation. And once we learn that lesson, the situation will no longer repeat. This is another thing about our boundaries. We have to learn what our boundaries are and where we're not being completely in integrity with ourselves, and how we can create our boundaries and create our reality by learning the lessons that we need to learn. Okay, let's talk about boundaries in terms of being an empath. There are many people who are by default an empath. They go out into their daily life, perhaps they work in a crowded office, and they can just, as they walk into the room, they can just feel what other people are feeling in the room. It's very, very common now. Some people feel it so strongly within their body that it causes them a lot of suffering, and that's very unpleasant for them. Maybe they can't even get on a bus without feeling all the emotional pain of all the people who are travelling on the bus that day. Again, we talk about boundaries with this. Now, many empaths have learned to be empaths when they're very young, and they absorb the pain of the people around them. Perhaps it started with absorbing their parents' pain because they don't want them to suffer. And they've learned this way of just taking other people's pain, putting it in their own body to protect the other people, to serve the other people. And what ends up happening over years is that all of this emotional energy is compounded and compacted into the body of the empath, and eventually they get sick because they can't handle anymore, and it needs to be purged, it needs to come out. If, however, that process happens at the same time, we call this process transmutation. We feel the energy of the other person, it enters into our body, and we allow it to pass through. And in that passing through, we transmute that energy. So we can take that pain of another person and we can do something with it. We don't put it in our own body and store it and walk around with it. We transmute that energy, we offer it to the earth, we offer it to our ascension team, our guides, our ancestors. We can put it in a fire. We can do many, many things with that energy, but we don't want to put it in our body. Otherwise we end up like a pressure cooker, an emotional pressure cooker, and that's not healthy for anyone. So this does fit in with our boundaries. It's like, what am I welcoming into my body? What energies, what emotional energies of other people am I welcoming into my body? Do I want to take this on? Do I want to keep this in my body? Actually, no, I don't. I can appreciate that this person is suffering and I can help that person. I can help transmute that pain for them, but I'm not going to welcome it into my body. It will pass through. You may walk into a room and feel what everyone's feeling in the room. You don't have to take it with you. You don't have to walk out of the room with those people's pain in your body. And that's where your boundaries are very important. I will allow myself to feel these feelings, but I will allow them to pass because they're not welcome in my energy field for longer than I need to feel them. It's very important to clear our energy field on a regular basis. And when I say that, I mean in a meditative way, to go through our field and clear our energy, clearing our chakras of unwanted energy from ourselves and from other people, regularly clearing our field and affirming our alignment with the divine, with the divine masculine, the source, and with the divine mother, our Mother Earth. When we're in that alignment and our energies, our chakras are clear, and we're constantly clearing, the unwanted energy just simply doesn't come in because it's a one-way journey. The energy is coming in and clearing constantly, and then we're not absorbing energy from other people. It's the same when we're healing. This energy is flowing through us. We're not using our own energy. If we're giving our own energy constantly, then we will become drained, and that's obviously something that we want to avoid. So channeling, not giving our own energy, channeling energy from the divine, and that way we're not wasting energy. And people feel that energy very differently. When we're working with people in the capacity of a healer, people will feel the quality of energy very different if it's our own energy or if it's channeled energy. And I feel like if people are coming to you and draining your energy, and you switch and you're channeling rather than giving your own energy, that's going to change situations as well. So try that, see how you get on. Let me know. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them below in the comments or send me a private message. I'm always very keen to receive messages from people and help people on their journey. On that note, I wish you a very beautiful day, lots of love, lots of light, and many blessings.